Okay, so just imagine for a second. You've seen everything. I mean, the birth and death of stars, the entire sweep of cosmic time, all of it, in one single mind-shattering vision. That's basically what happened in chapter 11 of the Bhagavad Gita. So, after an experience that vast, what could possibly come next? Well, the answer is something surprisingly quiet, personal, and profoundly human. Think about it. Arjuna, the great warrior, he doesn't ask for more power. He doesn't ask for more cosmic secrets. So what does he ask? He asks a question that I think we can all relate to. How am I supposed to live with this? How do I bring this immense truth into my day-to-day life? And Krishna's answer, which makes up this entire chapter, chapter 12, is a single powerful word: devotion. But this is the exact spot where most of us get tripped up. The word devotion, it brings up all these images, right? Like blind belief or some kind of emotional submission. Krishna, though, he performs a radical redefinition. He describes devotion not as an act you do, but as a stable, mature, and clear-eyed way of being. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right here. So to really get this new kind of devotion, we have to look at where it comes from. Why does this chapter on a very human scale truth come right after that mind-bending cosmic vision? Believe me, the sequence is everything. It's a profound lesson in psychological balance. Just look at the contrast here. Chapter 11 was pure, raw intensity, truth on a scale that just shatters our human senses. Chapter 12 is the necessary counterbalance. It's all about bringing that truth back down to earth, making it stable, making it grounding. You see, after a peak experience like that, you don't need another peak. You need to learn how to walk on solid ground again. And what were the truths Arjuna saw? Well, he saw that everything he loved was impermanent. He saw the terrifying inevitability of change and loss. He saw a universe so vast it was completely beyond his control. Honestly, staring into that abyss can break a person. So the insight here is crucial. Devotion isn't about reaching for more cosmic highs. It's about becoming balanced and steady after you've already seen the terrifying truth. And this need for grounding, it brings us to the central question Arjuna asks, the one that frames this whole chapter. And it's a question that cuts right to the heart of human psychology. Arjuna asks Krishna straight up, who has it right? The people who devote themselves to a tangible form of the divine, something they can see and relate to? Or is it those who devote themselves to the abstract, the formless, the unmanifested ultimate reality? And this is just a brilliant move because Arjuna isn't asking a theological question here. He's not interested in some abstract philosophical debate. He's asking something so much more practical, so much more human. What actually works for a person? What kind of practice can someone like me sustain day in and day out without completely burning out or getting lost in my own head? And Krishna's answer? It is a masterclass in compassion. It's focused entirely on one thing, making this profound truth livable. Now, Krishna doesn't say the path to the formless is wrong, not at all, but he is direct and deeply humane. He says that for beings like us, who live in bodies and experience the world through relationships, the path of connecting to truth through steady action and daily alignment is simply easier. It's more accessible.
And why is that? Well, it's because we are fundamentally relational beings, aren't we? We build our understanding of the world through tangible things. We forge connections through trust, through consistency over time, and through values that we can actually live out in our actions. It's incredibly difficult for most of us to sustain a connection with pure, disembodied abstraction. So Krishna isn't lowering the bar. He's building a bridge so we can all cross.
This brings us to the most practical part of the entire chapter. Krishna then gives what I like to call a devotion checklist. It's not a list of rules to follow, but it's a description of what a truly devoted person actually looks and acts like. It's really a portrait of profound emotional and spiritual maturity. Just look at this list. A truly devoted person doesn't create hostility. They aren't possessive of people or outcomes. They maintain their inner balance whether things are going brilliantly or completely falling apart. They're forgiving, they're content with themselves, and they don't need external validation to feel worthy. And, this is huge, their presence doesn't throw other people off balance. It actually stabilizes them. Now, what's truly revolutionary here is what's missing from this list. Notice there's no command to believe in a specific dogma. There's no demand to perform a certain ritual or to worship. There's no praise for emotional highs or spiritual ecstasy. Devotion in this context is simply emotional maturity aligned with a deep, clear-eyed understanding of reality. It's that simple and that profound. For anyone living in the modern world, this is a profoundly liberating idea. It completely strips devotion of its religious baggage and just reveals its psychological core. So how do we translate this ancient wisdom into our lives today? Well, being steady in joy and sorrow might mean finding a deep stability without becoming numb or emotionally checked out. Being not possessive means you can be deeply committed to people and to your projects, but your ego isn't all wrapped up in the outcome. So the crucial point is this. True devotion today might not look religious at all. It might just look like having integrity when you're under pressure. It could look like showing genuine kindness that isn't a sign of weakness. And it might look like being deeply committed to your life, your work, and your relationships without that constant need for egoic control or possession. This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? The focus shifts entirely from some external act of praise to an internal state of being. It's not about who or what you're devoted to, it's about the quality of your own existence. It's about how you show up in the world moment by moment. Ultimately, Chapter 12 is a profound act of compassion. It reminds us that seeing the vast, sometimes terrifying truth of the universe doesn't require us to become harsh or cold. Deep clarity doesn't erase compassion. In fact, it deepens it. And true devotion is not a surrender of your mind, but a wise, loving, and intelligent way to live, grounded in a clear understanding of reality.